and today we are playing some more Dungeons and Dragons for Roll20 Con. We are going to be playing the Lost Mines of Phandelver module through Roll20, and with us today we have Khan playing Archie Dulevin, our druid. We have Williamson playing Sarpedon. Am I saying it right? Sarpedon, the Dragonborn fighter. And then we have... I actually don't remember your real name. Dark. I did remember. Dark playing Thok, the war cleric. So, how's everybody doing today? Excited?
Yeah.
Alright. So, here's the setup. All of our adventurers are members of the Band of the War Bucks, a group of mercenaries located in the Neverwinter Woods. The mercenaries all hang out at the camp. They get jobs from the leader of the mercenary camp and from his right-hand man, Durnan. These guys have taken a job to go to the city of Neverwinter and contact a man by the name of Gundren Rockseeker, who lives in the town of Phandelver to the southwest, and he's trying to get some caravans to go from Neverwinter to Phandelver to bring supplies. Phandelver is a small mining town, very little population, and most of the supplies that have been sent to the town have been ambushed by raiders and goblins and all kinds of nastiness. So now I need some muscle to help. And at the start of our story, you guys are in a tavern in Neverwinter, sitting at a table, enjoying a light meal and some beer, waiting for Gundren to arrive.
Okay. As for Archie, he would probably be sitting with a mug of ale in front of him, taking his index finger and swirling it around the edge of the tankard, looking rather bored, as it were.
Okay.
As Thok, I'll probably just be straight drinking as many pints as I can of whatever ale that is brought to me.
Okay.
As for Sarpedon, he doesn't really drink a lot. He'd probably be reading a book, sort of having his legs crossed, waiting until what was his name? Gundren got to the tavern. So, yeah, he'd just be probably have his nose in a spell book or something similar.
All right. So, shortly after you guys are there, you see this, dwarven male and accompanied by a blonde human walk in. He notices you three and immediately walks up. He says, I guess it's easy enough to find a rabble group like you. An orc, a dragon, and an elf all together? What are the chances?
Yes, well, I suppose so.
Says, okay, so here's the deal. There's a caravan just outside the gates. It's already loaded up. Drivers there waiting. All you have to do is escort the caravan to Phandelver. Whether you're attacked or not, caravan arrives with our supplies, then, when you're to take it to the provisioner in Phandelver, he'll pay you 100 gold pieces each.
And what does this provisioner look like?
He's an older gentleman. He's kind of frail and feeble, but he's a good man, and he's on orders from me to pay you upon arrival.
And what exactly is his name?
His name, that would be Nundro.
Before we set off, I would like to get our agreement in writing.
That I would have no problem with that, except I'm not too good on the writing part. And he turns to his companion. Says, Sildar, can you write this down for the gentleman? And the human nods and starts writing it down on some parchment.
I suggest we all sign it as witnesses to ensure we receive full payment.
Okay, he finishes it and he hands it to you. It simply states, I, Gundren Rockseeker, agree to pay 100 gold pieces to each of the adventurers upon arrival of the provisions.
Good. I take it and sign it and pass it to my 2 compatriots.
So I'll take it in hand and and put a little nick in my thumb and use my blood as my signature.
Oh, quite charming, aren't you, Orc?
I like your style.
I take out a... Does anyone have a quill that I might borrow?
The man previously identified as Sildar hands his quill to you.
I give a... What's my intelligence again? I give a very elegant-looking signature. Definitely that of elven handiwork. I take precise time and care in ensuring that it is indeed the signature that I've been practiced using.
Okay. So, Gundren says, I'm glad we got that all sorted out. The thing is, okay, like I said, the caravan's already outside the gates. It's already loaded up, but it's not going to be leaving immediately. I actually have another caravan that I will be riding with, and we're going to stagger them out on the road down to Phandalin. That way, if hopefully one gets ambushed, maybe the other one will make it to town, because we're running low on supplies and we need to get food and other things to the city. So I'm going to be leaving with Sildar right away. If you guys could just hang out, eat, rest up, and then caravan will be leaving in about an hour.
Sounds good to me.
Very well then, smaller friend.
He gives you a little nod, and the two of them walk out.
Well, that Gundren lad seems like an alright one. Definitely not nearly as brutish as some others I've seen.
His plan to stagger out the caravans to avoid outright robbery seems like a shrewd one, though I question his intentions. I'm not sure I trust him.
Trust or not, still a job.
True enough. Good night, gentlemen. I retire.
Alright. Well, I'd probably stay up for a little bit then. Probably fine-tuning my viol. Slightly later on during the day, I would head on to my own room for the night. I will purchase a modest... Oh wait, are we staying over for the night and then moving out in the morning, or are we doing it later on today?
Are you asking me, or are you asking them?
I'm asking you.
I will leave it up to your discretion. The instructions from Gundren were to stagger the caravans. So if you guys want to just wait as little as an hour and head out, that's fine. If you want to rest the night and leave in the morning, that works for me too.
What time of day is it?
Let's call it midday.
Midday. Well, if we set out during the night, then we're gonna have to immediately take a rest. If we do it, and we might just be better off doing it in the morning, I think.
I agree. The roads themselves may prove far more dangerous than what we may plan to encounter if we just leave in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
All right. So you guys procure yourself a room and sleep through the night, and in the morning you leave the tavern and walk down the main road of Neverwinter, and there outside the gate is a medium-sized caravan and a single driver. He looks up at you. He says, "Are ye the guys?"
I look him up and down. How well equipped does he look, and how well does his condition look?
He is not equipped at all. He's just a dude in common clothes, no armor, no weapons. He's, it's very obvious he's simply there to drive the cart.
I glance him up and down. I give him a bit of a strange look and shake my head as I continue onward.
He says, "If you guys are ready to leave, we can go now."
I am ready whenever you two are.
So let's set off, and I will actually hop up into the back of the wagon.
I ride shotgun. I pull out my. I rest. I pull my longbow off of my back and I rest it on my lap, ready to be pulled up at a quick glance.
Okay. He says, it's a several days journey down to Phandalin, so we're going to be going at a pretty quick pace. I know a good place to set camp for the night, where we should be relatively safe.
How many horses have we got for the wagon?
2.
2. Okay. What does the load look like on the wagon itself?
You can see things that are obviously mining supplies, a couple picks, shovels. You can see a barrel, and you can, looking around, you see other things. Lots of bread, jerky, food, but nothing of real value.
I turn to the driver, who I assume would be on my left-hand side,
Yes.
and I turn around and I have a quick glancing look before looking ahead, and I say, "So is Phandalin much known for the mining trade?"
Oh yeah. There used to be a rumor that there was a Wave Echo Cave is somewhere in the region, and centuries ago they used the cave to manufacture magical weapons. The Rock Seekers have been trying to find the location of the cave so that they can line their pockets with gold. But even though they may be a little bit greedy bastards, they have good hearts. They want to help us all.
Strange how they would mention something like that. I would have kept that hidden.
Well, that's the thing, is I don't think that they know the location of the cave yet.
I will see for myself whether they can be trusted. A good heart and a lust for gold do not often go hand in hand.
I'm finished with this conversation. I don't know if anyone else wanted to do anything.
Alright, well, he hikes the horses into motion, and you guys start traveling down the road. The first couple days driving down the high road are uneventful. Days spent on the in travel. Couple short rests, camping here and there. Go on.
My apologies. Who's taking point? Like, is anyone scouting ahead?
So I'm in the back of the wagon currently, because I'll be keeping an eye on our rear.
What are you doing, Williamson?
I think I'm riding in the wagon as well.
Okay. Well, if I realize that they are both in fact in the wagon, I might jump off shotgun and run on ahead as soon as I realize. Scout for the group. Won't be too far ahead. Maybe 60 feet, roughly.
Okay. So you're up ahead of the caravan, and so about again midday through the third day, and based on what the driver said, you can assume you're getting pretty close to Phandalin. You've been on the Tribord Trail for about half a day. As you come around a bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you, blocking the path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out of it, and the woods are pressed close to the trail here on both sides.
Archie quickly raises his hand into the sky, flat palmed, with the back of his hand facing the caravan. I turn around and point to Fok and Sar, and I beckon them over.
Here, real quick, just because I get confused. Williamson,
Mm-hmm.
in the top right hand corner, there's a little gear with all your settings, and the very first thing you'll see is display name. Can you set your display name to your character name?
Okay.
That just because I have a hard time remembering names at first, and I keep wanting to call you by your name and not your character name. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. So you were saying, Archie.
I raise, as soon as I see this, I stop in my tracks and quickly throw up my hand with the back of my palm facing the wagon. I turn my head over my shoulder and point at Fok and Sar, and I gesture for them to approach.
So I hop down from the back of the wagon after noticing this and start walking towards him.
I too hop out of the wagon and draw my scimitar and shield for combat.
Okay. So, walking on the road, and I just need a hot second. So, on the road, fuck, and Archie. Well, that's not right. Sarpedon.
Oh. Okay.
So, on the road, the caravan
Hold on.
is, for lack of resources,
Would you be able to pull the token across? My apologies.
pull the token.
Yes, the token on the intro page, because we're currently using our profile images.
Oh, it should not. Yeah, it should not do that. Let me.
I'll be right back. My dog's misbehaving.
Not a problem. Yeah, I thought I had done that. Who else did we not do? Sarpedon. Now, why the heck did I do that? Alright, let's do this correctly. Bam.
Alright, sweet.
I didn't have it saved. Okay. And our horses are laying here. And I'm not going to bother drawing them, and I don't have a token for them. And then the caravan is in shambles right behind them.
Can I perception check to see if I spot any of the because I'm assuming this is a wagon of some kind.
Yes, it's a smaller wagon, and it looks very similar to the one you guys have been riding in.
I would like to perception check to see if I spot any recognizable items that are on that wagon that could be compared to ours.
Okay.
Like, even though the wagons look similar, I want to see if there's anything that was on the wagon. Perception check?
Yep. Okay. So, looking at the wagon, you can see that the saddlebags are empty. All of the goods and valuables have been removed, and you can see black feathered arrows sticking out of the corpses of the horses. You also, upon examination, hear footsteps in the woods to the south.
We're still maintaining complete silence. I turn to Falk and Sar, and I point to both of them and point to the south while I begin to approach the wagon.
Okay.
I'll take this chance to actually go down and try to flank.
Okay. Stop there, please. As you begin to move through the woods, you can see four giant brass dragons. Oh no.
Oh, that would be very bad.
Okay. I think I'll follow Thok.
I think combat might have
Back him
started.
up.
Yep. So you've found the goblins. Let's all roll initiative. If you to make things easier, whenever if you click on your token, you'll see some buttons in the top left. So you could always just click your token and then click the initiative button. Just to make things simple.
Oh wow! Oh my god! They rolled terribly.
Yes,
Okay,
four.
Okay, is the initiative button the one with gear on it, or?
This is on the top left, and you have to be clicking your token.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a couple other buttons I put up there. There's one that says Whisper GM, if ever you just need to ask me something all secretly like. And I think that's the only ones that you guys have access to.
Yeah.
Okay. So, just kind of give you an idea how this works. The initiative tracker should be open for you if you want it. It's the clock in your tools there on the left. But whenever it's somebody's turn, you can't see the turn order.
We cannot control it. It's either up or not up, depending on whether you have it up or not.
So can you see it now?
Yeah, we all have it, I believe.
Okay, because I will always have it up.
Yep. No.
But in addition to the turn order, that yellow box is just to show whose turn it is. So this goblin here is going to go first. Here, I need to pull up his character sheet, so that would be useful. Maybe. And need to pull up his character sheet. And he is going to be moving up and trying to swing at Thok.
Still can't get over that name.
Thok?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's like the best orc thing.
So that is his 2 hit. Something else I guess I should have explained. If you click your token, there will be 3 circles at the top. The green is your hit points, The blue is your armor class, so I can reference it easily. And then the red, that's your passive perception. That way I can always just click your token and see if you notice something just passively, without saying the word passive too much. And then for William, Sarpedon, damn it. If you like when you gain or lose health, if you just click the green, and then like if you gain 2, you would just click in the green circle and hit +2 enter, then it'll all track. Alright, so that goblin missed, and that'll make it Archie's action.
Alright, cool. Noticing that this is clearly has been an ambush of some kind, I'm going to quickly draw my bow and look for the most... Is there any of these goblins that looks particularly better equipped than the others? Maybe some kind of visually meaner or something like that?
No, they are all very similar, poorly clothed goblins.
Okay, I'm gonna hit... Is this a bush archery? Sorry.
That's a bush.
Bush, okay. He might be coming then. I'll take a shot at that. The furthest back goblin.
Okay.
Short bow. Hey. Is that no roll damage? Ah, my apologies.
There we go. Oh, that was your... Okay. So obviously 19 is a hit. 6 damage. The goblin is hit square in the chest with your arrow, and he looks to be grievously wounded, yet he remains standing.
I squint at him. I give him a bit of a squinted look as I quickly turn around and hightail it back the way.
Okay.
There. Yeah. Okay.
All right. I didn't realize you rolled it at first, because did you know you could just click short bow in the chat? Like,
oh, you got like a...
Yeah, like, okay, when like you rolled your to hit and it says 19 and 12, if you highlight over short bow, it'll light up and you can actually just click it and it'll roll the damage.
Oh,
yeah.
I do apologize. I'm not used to this character sheet. That's pretty cool.
That's okay. We're learning. Yeah, I try to make it as easy as possible. Alright, so Sarpedon, what are you gonna do?
I ask Thok, is that goblin giving you as much trouble as they are giving the elves, it seems? I can help you if you are in need.
I've got the little one.
Alright then.
Oh, just run into melee already.
Alright, so I move up to engage this little goblin right here. And about how small are the goblins? Like, are they only a few feet tall, like 2 or 3 feet?
They are considered small humanoids, so they're about 3 feet tall.
Alright. I wonder, would I be able to simply kick this one? You know, punt him like a little football? You know, since I'm a big, tall, dragonborn fighter.
You certainly could do that. That would be considered a unarmed strike, though, and that would be like a D4 damage. You're probably just better off hitting him with your weapon.
Okay, in which case, I swing my scimitar and try to... I'm not sure I think just swipe at its head and try to decapitate it.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll your to hit.
Okay.
You just open up your character sheet and
click on the scimitar.
you got it, dude. Oh.
Hmm.
All right.
Oh, that is a nut.
Yeah, that's a fumble. All right. So, I don't know if you.
I guess he's a scrappy little bastard.
So you swing at him with your scimitar, and the goblin, he panics a little bit, and he just dives out of the way. It's effective, though, and your scimitar goes slashing into the ground, where it immediately buries itself into the dirt. You're going to need to use an action on your next turn to remove it.
Nice one, Sar.
A little...
Point to your painting.
Alright, and Thok, your action?
Alright, so I will actually, after having the attack just missed me narrowly from the goblin in front of me, I just pretty much sneer at it, pick up my warhammer, and just come crashing straight down on top of it.
Alright, you actually do not do that, because a very nimble goblin also dodges out of the way, and your attack falls harmlessly onto the ground. Okay, goblin here that's behind the bush, he is going to creep around, and he's going to fire a shot at Archie with his short bow. So 22 versus AC is a hit for 3 piercing.
20. How much, sorry?
3.
3 damage.
Oh, he whispered it to me. Let me turn that off, because I want you to be able to see it.
As his clearly much less quality short bow flies through the air and slashes into me, staggering me a bit, I'm going to break it out and go, I will make sure you are the first to die.
Did not appreciate that.
So 3 damage? Got it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, that's wrong.
And I shouldn't do that anymore. Alright, so that was that goblin. The next one is this guy way back here. And let's see. Speed of 30? 10, 20... Can't quite get in melee range. So he is going to flank around and fire his short bow at Sarpedon. 8 versus AC is a miss. The next of our little gobos, the one immediately in front of Sarpedon, is going to slash at your legs with his scimitar, and with a 15, he strikes you, and it is a mighty cut. It's 6 slashing damage, and I would imagine that's quite significant. He got you good.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so I've got 6 HP left currently.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Goblin, the last of the goblins here in front of Thok. He's also going to slash at you with his scimitar. I can talk. Ooh. Man, these goblins are on point.
Alright.
So he actually slashes at you, and he catches you across your belly, and then he turns around and lunges at you and pokes you under the ribs for a total of 12 damage.
Oh, we cannot hear you speaking, Bob. Is that just me turning my volume down?
There we go.
No.
Okay. So yeah, that pretty much takes me out. I'm now lying
Unconscious. In the first round of combat.
Unconscious or bleeding now?
He's unconscious. He's not bleeding.
Okay.
I mean, technically he is definitely bleeding, but he... Alright. Archie.
Seeing my companion's misfortune and surveying the battlefield very momentarily, I'm gonna let out a small breath of air as I jest my eyes over to Fuck over there, and muttering the words, "Get up, you big elf," I healing word him for 4 HP.
It's pretty good. No, it's not. It's a D4. I was like, oh, you got the max roll. No, you rolled a 1 with your mod.
Yeah. Sad face. And just to help out my other compadre down there, I'm gonna step a little step this way and take a longbow shot at the one in front of him. Does he have any kind of cover?
Who would this be?
The one in front of Sar.
Let me look at that line again. I would say no, because this is it. Like that line goes right across the bush. It doesn't actually go through it. Mm-hmm. So you have clear sight on him.
Yes, I will take a short bow shot at him then. 12.
That is a miss.
Oh damn!
Very nimble little gobos these.
And I back up another 5 just to make sure that.
Yeah, definitely keeping my distance here, fellas. Okay.
Now we return. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's 5 feet more. There we go.
Okay. Sarpedon.
Alright. You said I'd have to spend an action exhuming my scimitar from the dirt?
Yes.
Alright, so that would be would that be a strength roll?
No, you don't have to roll anything. It's just your action for the turn. Instead of attacking, you're using it, freeing your weapon.
Boy. Alright, well, I do that. Snarling at the little bastard right in front of me trying to gut me.
Alright, no further actions then?
Can I take a further action or no?
Well, okay. On your turn, there are several things. Like, you can do an action, which would be, like, to attack in combat. You have not moved, so you could move, but you would take a leaving engagement. If you have something that gives you a bonus action, you could do that. And I think as a level 1 fighter, you have second wind.
One.
Yeah. So, I mean, essentially, the only thing you could do at this moment is second wind, and I'm giving you the option. I don't know if you'd want to use it right now or not, but...
I don't know.
Do you know what second wind does? Do you know what second wind does?
Yeah, it says here it restores hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. With the amount of health I'm in, would I be considered in trouble? Like, would I benefit from using that now or maybe later when I have lower?
We don't know your HP, dude. That's entirely.
Yeah. See, hit points is a game value. So the way we always try to describe it is, I only got 6 health left. It's, guys, I'm hurt really bad. It's
a good margin I like to use personally, if I may be so rude, is usually about half health. I tend to call it that I'd be injured, quarter, heavily injured, and if it's anything below a quarter, then it would begin to get critical.
Something some of my cheesier players do is, on a scale of 1 to 12, I'm about a 6 right now.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
On a scale of 1 to 37, I'm about a 19.
Alright. Yeah, I think I may use second wind. I have to roll a 1d10.
Plus your fire level.
Yeah. Well, you could just roll the d10 and then we'll add it in. Because we know he's a level 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so, here's the dice roller.
Okay. So 5 hit points total is what you regain.
Okay.
Alright. And then that will conclude his turn. Thok, who is currently not unconscious, what would you like to do?
Now, I assume I'm prone, correct?
Yes. But, I mean, you haven't moved, so you can just simply stand up.
Right. So, alright, yeah, so I'll stand up and then go for another swing with my warhammer.
$11. You got these, giant dragonborn that's huge at work, and these nimble goblins are just dancing around you. You can't seem to land a blow. Chat, help them out, man. They're struggling.
Alright, well, what I'll do is I will actually call upon the gods, or my god that I pray to, and use my war priest ability
Okay.
to make another weapon attack as a bonus action.
All right.
I'll swing again with the warhammer.
What?
This is not a fight.
Okay. Well.
Wow.
Interesting.
I
I've
think
never seen that happen before in Roll20.
No, exactly the same. Just to humor me, roll it again. Because that's all right. There we go. So 16 for 7 damage. We'll roll with it, and
Okay.
that will.
Divine influence has really.
Yeah, the gods have taken pity on you, and that would actually kill the first goblin. His tiny, frail body is crushed under the might of your blow.
Oh.
All right.
Just from crushing it, I'm just like, at that point, I'm actually going to begin to come in front of this goblin instead.
Okay. All right. Next up is this goblin right here. And with nowhere else to run, he's just going to slash at you and will connect again. 6 damage. I have the best rolls up tonight.
Yeah, apparently.
I feel the need to warn you guys. I did kill a party yesterday. So, I mean, my rolls are fire right now.
I see.
Although that was less me killing the party and our barbarian, but that's a story for another time. So that goblin is finished. This goblin down here, he will use his bonus action to disengage, and he's gonna walk right past you and not care.
Oh my god, that's so perfect.
And he is going to fire with his short bow on you. You're 45 feet away, so oh no, range is 80. Never mind, I'm done.
But he's next to an ally. He's next to a foe though, so it would be disadvantage.
He'll disadvantage on him for what?
Oh, for his attack. If you fire a ranged weapon while in melee, it's just a outside
Yeah,
thing.
but that's if you're attacking the melee target. He's not attacking the melee target.
Okay. Alright, fair enough.
So here's a short bow, 3 damage.
Alright.
That goblin is finished, and then our last one here in front of Sarpedon is gonna slash with his scimitar. 14 is a miss. So he actually does connect with the scimitar, but it just bounces harmlessly off your armor. And then it will
Alright.
be back to Archie.
Okay, well, it seems my team is needing a bit of an assist. Allow me very far. I am going to
Oh.
just getting an idea of range. That's okay. About 60 feet is one over there, so 10 here. Sorry. So I run up to about. Oh no! Wait. Well, I won't correct my movement since that was my mistake. There we go. And back.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You're
trying to make sure not to hit your friendlies.
Yes, precisely. Knowing the having I would assume I'd have a premise and an understanding of my own spells as being trained in the druidic ways. So I'm going to cast fairy. I'm going to run forward and throw my hand forward in a very sigil-like manner, and throw down a fairy fire. These two goblins here will have to make a saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Fails a dexterity throw. And what is your spell save?
My spell save. Does it not get noted in the spell? That's interesting. Spell save is 13.
13. Okay, so here is the first goblin, the one up on top. Fails. The second goblin also fails. So they are both affected by the fairy fire, and I will mark that little blue circle.
So I think I threw myself forward about 15 feet.
And for those who may not know, either in chat or game, the effects of the fairy fire there in the chat box, you can read it. But basically, any attacks against them have advantage because they're makes it much easier to see them. I guess I don't know. That's still kind of
Well, it like illuminates them like a glow. So I guess like I'd like to imagine it's almost like a highlighter, really.
Yeah, it's like an aura coming off of them, but
Yeah.
it's the middle of the day. Like you can already very obviously see them.
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, right.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm gonna whistle off over here.
All right.
More for me then.
So Sarpedon.
All right. I think I'm just going to try again with another swing of the scimitar. Let's hope
All right.
it hits this time.
You got this. I believe in you.
Advantage.
Oh.
No,
No, because he's
yeah.
attacking the one on the bottom. Yeah, so 11. And 11 is a miss.
Oh.
Nimble little goblin. This one is the worst.
Seems like it.
Okay. No further actions available. And we move to Thok. Thok is currently unconscious. Can you do a death save? Ooh. Ugly.
Yep.
Alright. And Goblin here. Yippers. Oh, 18.
And I'm
Jesus. Okay. Next goblin. It's all up to you now. He is going to attack with the scimitar. 13 is a miss.
Good.
And the last goblin is going to slash with his scimitar and also miss. Now my dice have turned off. Alright. Archie?
death save.
Yep.
I'll be perfectly honest, I never realized it.
You never realized what now?
I never realized the clock was down. I thought he was still standing.
Oh.
Sad face. I'll just do that.
Okie doke. Sarpedon, bring us home, man.
Alright, seeing the little goblin approach on my left flank, lit up like a Christmas tree, I decide to whip around and hit him with my scimitar. Maybe
Alright.
some candy will come out.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing you had advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you still miss, but you don't fumble. So that's always great.
Yeah.
Thok for another death save.
Okay.
Jeez. This is getting scary. Goblin here just comes down a little bit and fires his short bow at the only remaining person and fumbles. So, in his error, he's trying to shoot here, but you can see his range clearly goes through a friendly unit. So, we are going to have him deal his 4 piercing damage to his buddy there. His aim is off and he shoots him right in the back.
Ooh.
And let me his friend, none too happy about being shot, decides to pull out his scimitar and charge at his friend. Now, he just left engagement. Sarpedon, can you take a leave engagement strike?
Alright. Leave engagement strike at that goblin that just ran away.
Yep.
Alright. Let's try. So do I have to move the token up to him?
No, you just roll an attack with your scimitar. It's basically, since he was cowardly and ran, you decide to slash out at him and miss. Even though he had his back to you, he was still a fast little bastard. Okay, but it is his attack, and he is going to attack his friend. Because goblins aren't exactly the brightest creatures, and you know, that little act of hostility, even accidental, was enough to provoke his wrath. So that will be him, and then this remaining goblin here is going to attack Sarpedon again. You guys have a blood feud going now. And he missed. Archie?
How would you roll death saves in this character sheet?
How you what now?
How would you roll death saves in this character sheet?
If you open the sheet, there is a...
There we go.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh, so you immediately stand up and recover a hit point. That was much needed.
Yeah. Would I take my turn now, or would you have it happen next round?
No. You roll your death saves at the start of your turn. So since you are up, you are active, you have an action.
I quickly jump to my feet and look around to get an idea. Realize I'm facing the wrong way. I quickly look around to take a shot. This time... Alright, this time I'm not messing around, so I'm gonna hold my bow and arrow in one hand and hold it off to the side as I point no wait, actually, since it is. No, I'll just take a shot as normal. 24?
Okay. And 4 damage. That will kill the goblin standing there.
Well, I hope I didn't miss much.
Alright, any further actions?
Melee engagement. I'll move in behind here.
Okay.
Turn.
Next, Sarpedon.
Alright. Now, I'm just wondering, can you use an unarmed strike to, like, disable an opponent? Like, say, for instance, I could, grab the little bastard by the throat and hold him to the ground so that...
Well, what you were describing would be grappling. And grappling has its own set of rules. You wouldn't be dealing damage to him, but he would be immobilized. So, I mean, if you want to look that up, and nope, combat grappling in the compendium, it's a special melee action. You roll a strength check or a dexterity check, your choice, and then basically while you're holding him, he's immobilized. He can't do anything, and he would have to succeed a strength check in order to escape.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might want to do that. I'm just not gonna keep swinging at him like some sort of trog with a cudgel, so...
Okay, so in order to do that, first you're going to need to drop your weapon, because you need an available hand to grab him, and then you're going to roll a strength athletics check.
Or did it say
Or dexterity, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll use my dexterity because I have a +2 modifier on that.
Okay.
Alright, and do I click on dexterity in the character sheet to roll for a check?
You certainly could.
Okay, I'll do that.
22. Okay. So you reach out, you grab the goblin, you pin his arms behind your back, and you hear an audible snapping sound. You wrestle him to the ground and pin him there.
Alright.
He is definitely grappled.
Okay. So is that basically my action for the turn?
Correct.
Alright. In which case I hand it off to Thok.
Wait, why did I use... That wasn't the one I wanted to pick. It was that one. You have 2 failed saves already, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Go ahead and roll a death save. You passed. That would have been rough. First combat of the first session, son of a bitch. Alright.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, so the goblin now, in order to see if he can escape your grapple, we're both going to roll a check, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, my strength versus yours.
Okay.
Barnacles. See, I didn't want to actually reveal this, but my goblin was rolling with disadvantage because of that snapping sound, that broken arm. Mm-hmm. So we're actually tied with our rolls right now. So nothing changes. He's just going to remain grappled.
Alright, well, better than nothing.
Alright. Archie?
Oh, well, nice. I pop out of the bush. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20. Wait, what? 5. Yeah, 5. 10. Oh, it actually doesn't matter because I'm not. What else? 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna run up to Fog and quickly place my bow down at my side and start ripping up parts of my clothing in order to try and bandage the wounds to stabilize him with a medicine check. I try and wrap it around to prevent the bleeding from persisting.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm just trying to find medicine. Medicine 15.
Okay. You are successful, and he stabilizes.
Okay. I still have some movement, so I'm going to get in position over here.
Okay.
Wait, I think is it? Okay.
Sarpedon, going to continue the grapple.
Okay.
I know it's absolutely there. All right.
So do we have to roll to see if he breaks out of it again?
No, he checks on his turn.
All right.
Yeah. At this point, if you want to use your action to continue grappling, then that's just that. Just, I got you, bitch.
Now that I think I've broken his arm, maybe weakened him a bit, I had to put down my scimitar, right?
Mm-hmm. You had to drop it, and then you lunged and grabbed him.
Okay. Would I be able to use my shield to bash his head in or something, or is that like only a certain thing other classes can do?
No, you could do that, but you would have to let go of him, at which point you'd be rolling versus AC again, because you would get the chance to try and dodge out of the way.
Since I'm a dragonborn, and do I have like a sharp teeth? Would I be able to like bite him or something and do some damage to him? That would be an unarmed strike, right?
Sorry, I was reading chat. Yes, you could do that, but it would again be an unarmed strike.
Well, it's something that I can do while holding him, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I may as well do that, get a bit dirty, get a bit bloody, so I'll bite him in the throat and just try to tear his throat out. I just want him to die. I am in no mood to play games, so to do that I would roll a
it'll be a D20 with your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
It should be a D20 plus 2. And that will miss. he wiggles and you just barely can't quite get your teeth wrapped around him. Thok is unconscious, but he no longer needs to require a death save. So it is the Goblin's turn. He starts shouting in common, "Please! Please! Release! Let me go!"
No such luck. I'm not letting him go.
I'll talk! I won't attack! Friend! Please!
Well, if he's got something to say that's valuable, perhaps we should let him. And then decide for ourselves if we want him alive or dead.
See ya, Black Moon.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Sure. Yep.
5. I quickly. Actually, I'm gonna leave my bow there. 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to take my ready or stow to quickly pull out my rope that's strapped to the side of my backpack, and spend my action to tie him up.
Okay.
While he is pinned.
All right. No roll required. I mean, he's already immobilized and grappled, so you can easily just tie him up without any effort.
All right. Cool.
All right.
And Well, you better have something good to say, otherwise I'll kill you like the many that's been around the Druid forests.
No! No! Please!
I draw my... I draw my scimitar. I draw my own scimitar very slow, as you can hear the metal against the hilt as it slowly raises out, and I raise it up to the sun. Maybe
He looks at the blade and cowers. No, please!
well, you better start speaking before I cut your hands off.
What? Speak? Speak about what?
Well,
How
first
many
of all,
more of your friends are hiding out in these? Maybe.
Many goblins. Cragmaw live in cave down south.
And what use have they for these provisions that we take to the mines of Phandalin?
Food, gold.
that sounds like thievery. I don't know if you understand the laws of this world, at least the
Yeah, how's it going,
common folk
Firebeard?
laws. Oh, cool. Hello. I don't know if you understand the laws of us common folk world, but typically we cut the hands off people who steal.
But goblins have to live too.
I give a glance, look up at Sar to see how he reacts to the situation.
Your panicked blubbering is of little use to us, Goblin. But if we let you go, will you spread the word of what happened to your companions here, and tell them never again to molest our caravans?
No, can't. The black spider. He would kill us all.
Black spider, you say? So you make tribute to this creature and pick off our caravans in order to seat it?
He realizes that he may have said too much. He's even more afraid now upon mentioning the black spider. But you could tell the fear isn't because of you or the threats you've been making. He's in a full panic now, fighting against the restraints.
I begin to move the scimitar from side to side and run my my pointing finger and my thumb up against the back of the blade. I kneel down and say, well, I'm afraid that you might be out of luck.
Wait! The dwarf! We took the dwarf to the cave! South! Please let me go! I helped!
After what goblins and bugbears have done to this circle of swords, I'm gonna stab the blade into his back.
Okay. He's already pretty wounded from being grappled and having his arm broken, so he immediately expires.
Well, that takes care of that then.
Sorry to ruin your fun.
Well, at least we know where our friend is being held captive. Perhaps after we tend to the wounds of our companion, we should set off to recover our dwarven friend.
Yes, well, I do hate goblins. So that you will hear no arguments from myself.
Alright then.
You're pretty okay as a fighter, considering you're the last man standing.
Thank you, I suppose.
I'll shake my scimitar and begin to clean it off as I push it back into the hilt. I'll stand up and wander back over to Falk and make sure the wounds are still closed by the bandages, nothing's leaking out, and basically tend to his wounds while he's unconscious.
Yeah, he's still in bad shape, but he's stable. He's not in any danger at the moment. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're just in the middle of the... forgot the name of the road. We're just here in the middle of the Gold Road. Caravan is still a little ways back. One man is unconscious, and the other one is almost unconscious. You're feeling a little woozy there, Archie.
Oh yeah, definitely. You could see that there's slashes into the clothing where wounds have clearly been made. Not slashes, pierces into his clothing and the fabric, where blood is clearly dripping out.
So, what is the plan?
Hide in the woods and heal? I don't think we could travel right now.
Okay. So,
what time of day is it?
currently it's shortly after noon. We'll call it 1 o'clock. Okay, so it's still the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's... Well, I look up high in the sky and I say, well, I don't know about you, but I think we should hide somewhere and wait for our friend to recover.
Agreed. Let us find some place and perhaps make a short temporary camp.
I drag him off to the north, since the cave could, since the supposed cave could be in the maybe south.
As you,
we trust.
from where you are currently standing, Archie, you notice that a lot of the foliage over here, it's obvious that it's been trampled on by many sets of feet. Twigs are broken, brush is pushed aside, making a rough and ramshackle trail heading to the
Let's hide up in this area then.
Let's not stay here.
Yeah, maybe in these bushes or something along those lines. I'm gonna car our friend off up to here, just to my left. Alright, that works too. I don't know what Sar's going to be doing, but I'm actually going to go down and start pulling apart the cart, pull apart the cart, move the bits and pieces up between all the bushes, and start to create like a little barricade.
Okay. As you are moving the cart, dismantling it, trying to get it out of the road, and make your barricade, you see this small scrap of parchment on the ground.
Okay. I'll go over to it. Before touching it, I just want to have a look at it.
Okay. Standing at the ground, looking down at the parchment, you can't see anything. It's flipped facing down.
Okay.
And yeah.
I'll grab it and look at it then.
Okay. You pull it up, and it's just a fragment. But at the top, you can see a seal. Looks like a mining pick and a shovel. And across the top, it says Rock Seeker.
They might have our friend Gundren.
Well, the goblin told us as much.
Well, in that case, he might not be lying. Unlike my first suspicion. I pocket it and proceed to continue the work that I was doing to create like a little safety area for us.
Okay.
I offer to take over and help set up fortifications while our druid friend uses his magic to tend to our friend or provide some other medical aid.
Okay, yeah. Archie would agree.
Okay, so our dragonborn pushes the corpses of the horses out of the way. You guys make yourselves a small camp to stay at. What about the caravan? That guy's still waiting 60 feet back down the road. Here, I'm going to use the restroom real quick and grab something to drink. You guys can
I will
discuss.
do the same. Alright, cool. Yes, I'll be back momentarily.
Right.
Say I'm unconscious, so ain't much I can say at this point.
Alright, well, I'll just keep making the barricade, and I suppose when I'm finished I'll go down and meet up with the driver who's still waiting for us.
Okay.
Some first day on the job.
Alrighty. Just wait for Archie to get back.
Okay, we decided that Sarpedon's just gonna hang back, and when he's finished building the barricade, he'll go speak to the driver who's still waiting.
Okay, so let's say the barricade is completed and you use the lumber to kind of just pile it up and make a couple walls here to hide behind. And so you're going to go speak to the driver. He looks up and he says, "What was all that noise? I heard fighting."
I respond, "We were attacked by a small party of goblins. We took care of them, though, and no other one seems to be in the area."
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna hightail it to Phandalin. If I put the horses into a full sprint, I should be able to make it there before sundown.
Did I miss something?
I'm sorry?
Did I miss something? Sorry.
No, while you were resting, they finished the barricade and he's talking with the driver of the caravan.
Okay.
Alright, we will meet you there shortly, but we may be delayed. Our dwarf Gundren seems to have been captured by the goblins, and we will attempt to rescue.
Okay. I'll tell everyone in town how you protected me. And he smacks the horses with the reins and they quickly go off and down the road.
Alright.
Okay, so party's at camp. You sent the caravan off on their way. We'll go ahead and take a short rest. So, I mean, Sarpedon's not hurt, but the other two, you can use a hit die and recover some HP.
Yep. My hit die is a D8. Yeah.
Including the DM. Thank you, Firebeard. So the mighty Firebeard has given. He wanted to inspire the party. So
Everyone
each and
gets
every one of you
inspiration, including
gains
the
an
DM.
inspiration. So if you could just mark that on your sheet, Sarpedon. If you don't know how that works,
Thank you very much.
you just hold on to the inspiration, and then when you choose to, you can expend it to gain advantage on one roll of your choice. Or alternatively, you can use it to give someone advantage on a roll of the, on their roll. So, all right, man, good on you. Thank you very much. We're gonna fill that bar up, and then we're gonna buy Storm King's Thunder. That'll be fun.
Okay.
Yes, and thank you, Firebeard.
Yes, hearty thank you to Firebeard.
Yeah, and for all the people who are watching, anybody interested, I think I was telling you guys before, for Father's Day, the kids got me Curse of Strahd, and we pre-ordered Tomb of Annihilation. So we're going to be looking for players for both of those campaigns in the coming weeks/months. If you're interested, there is a app underneath the stream. Go ahead, click that, email, and it'll email to me, and I'll be reaching out to people when we get to that point. But right now, we're doing this. So let's focus on this. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Okay. So everybody's healed up. Does anybody recover anything? I think you get your
Yeah.
short or long rest. Yes, okay. So yeah, second wind available again. Alright, we're ready to rock and roll. What are we doing? Thanks for an awesome stream. Oh, you're so nice.
So, essentially, I'm waking up at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, those goblins hit as hard as ogres, as most ogres I know.
Yes, well, I don't want to alarm you, but I think they might have. I mean, I wasn't beside you for the whole fight, and by the time I got over to you, they were sticking their pinky fingers in their mouth and putting it in your ear.
Go sideways and just start like fake, like dry barfing.
Thok throws his fist in the air. Curse the Cragblood tribe! I'll kill them all!
Our elven friend jests. Our elven friend merely jests.
At least it was only his ear. That's good thinking.
Oh, trust
All the
me,
same.
those
Death to all
goblins
goblins.
were in worse shape than you are. At least.
Yeah.
Well, what is the plan now?
I believe the most prudent course of action is to till we found and see Gundren.
I stand up and I say, and I glance at them both, and I pat myself off and go, well, I am completely spent on spells, so if any of yous go down, that might be it.
Well, in terms of spells, I haven't used like barely any, so it may be best if I take more of a middle position instead of the front or the rear to be able to heal you if needs be.
I'm
Good. After completing the short rest, what time is it? Is it the following morning?
No, short rest is about an hour long. Minimum of an hour long.
Okay.
So we can say that it's about 2 p.m., 3 p.m. No, let's say it's closer to 4, because you built yourselves a little barricade to make your camp. You took time to tend to wounds, had a conversation, took a rest. So it's been a couple hours. So it's more akin to later afternoon.
Well,
in which case, What was? Go ahead.
Well, I shall take point then, as I pick up my longbow and begin to move on ahead.
Okay. Traveling through this section of the woods, it's it started off with kind of sparse trees and bushes here and there, but the woods become progressively denser and darker and thicker. And okay, 10 minutes down the trail, as you are walking, you guys can all see a very crudely made and very obvious snare trap hidden in the brush on the forest floor.
Maybe more
Perhaps
goblins are nearby.
more goblin mischief.
I would like to take the dodge action and approach the snare.
Okay. So, as you approach the snare, you can see that
We'll try not
it's-
to mighty firebird. Sorry, continue.
you can see that the snare is, like I said, it was very crude. It's literally just a stake with a rope, and then there's a tree that's bent down on the side of the road that's putting tension on it all. Like it almost looks silly that some idiot thought this would work.
I would like a perception check if I have not done so already.
Go ahead.
Well,
Okay. You don't see anything unusual other than the snare.
I turn to my party and shrug my shoulders as I begin to press forward.
Okay. You guys progress through the woods another 15 minutes or so, and you can see up ahead there's a clearing where the woods end.
Okay. I would like to move into the
Just
thicket.
before you continue, we are walking through the woods, the trail that you're currently following, it's very small. Like a lot of like I said, it's not like a trail that was made through like a deliberate action, like they're making a road. It was just kind of like the foliage was trampled because of constant use. But it's very small. It's very narrow. No larger than 5 feet. So we're walking somewhat single file. So what would you say is the marching order?
Well, I would be at the front since I was taking point.
Okay.
Okay.
And I would be in the middle, since I have spells available.
All right. So we're walking single-ish file, somewhat like this, and we're walking through the woods, and Archie, you're in the front, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you failed to notice a pit trap. So I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity check.
Okay. 9.
9. So, as you are walking through, you step forward, and the ground gives way under your foot. You could see that it was just bushes and leaves scattered across the top of a pit, and you fall 10 feet down into a hole. And
Can I reach out to grab him?
sure, you can certainly try. We would call that athletics. Trying to nimbly reach out and grab him and stop him from falling.
Yeah, I think athletics.
Alright. 19. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. He definitely falls. He does not fall to the bottom of the pit, however, because you were able to reach out and you grab the back of his clothing and pull him, and instead of falling to the bottom, he just kind of slams into the wall of the pit. So instead of taking 2d6 for fall damage, you're only going to take a d4, because it wasn't nearly so severe. Oh, well, you did take 4 damage.
Yeah.
And then Thok is going to boost you back to the top of the pit.
Well, you are certainly as strong
not-
as you look.
1d6, not 2d6. There was a goof.
Well, you aren't as nimble as what I would have expected.
I
don't think we should underestimate our from this point forward.
My character's going to pretend he didn't hear that last comment and talk and continue on.
So you have some deep-seated hatred for goblins?
Me? Oh, yes. As a druid, we tend to stick by certain circles. The circle I'm from is the Circle of Swords. And in that area particularly, we had years worth of goblin trouble and bugbear trouble.
Okay. As you guys continue to advance, you come to the clearing at the end of the woods, and on this clearing, wait 1 second to switch the marker. You can see a key to the map. Ignore that. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Following the Goblins Trail, you come across a large cave in the hillside 5 miles from the scene of the ambush. A shallow stream flows out of the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets. A narrow, dry path leads into the cave on the right-hand side of the stream.
Can everyone
which
else?
I believe you should be able to see right there.
I'm just going to reload real quick because I can't see anything.
Maybe I don't have your vision correct. Let me check.
Oh no,
You
we
need to,
didn't.
like, scroll down. Scroll down the map. It's
Yeah, bottom left corner of screen.
Alright, here we go. Thanks.
Alright, so, we're deciding to head into the cave.
Well, Archie, like, how are you feeling at this moment? Do you need any type of healing after that pitfall?
My map's still acting up, but I'll just try and work it out. I turn to Thok and I say, well, I think I might be okay. At least for now. Save your healing for when one of us goes down.
Okay.
I believe that we should press onward, but in order to avoid a repeat injury, I believe I should scan the terrain ahead to ensure we don't fall into any more traps. So I'd like to make a perception check on the mouth of the cave to check for traps or ambushes or anything.
Okay, so you're going to scout ahead. Go ahead. I will want you, though. I need you to roll me a dexterity stealth check.
Okay, so just click on dexterity.
Five. So,
And I do specialize in stealth, right? Is that with the... I have a stealth proficiency. Does that factor in?
oh, yes, yeah. So what you would do is, instead of clicking dexterity, you could actually just click where it says stealth on that little... Yeah. Go ahead and re-roll that. Because your proficiency matters. 21. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. As you advance, you step into the stream, and where you're standing now, can you describe what you see to your party?
Yes. My friends, I see 2 goblins lying in wait.
Okay, so he whispers this to you. Motions, you understand that there are 2 goblins. And you can see that these goblins, who, they have this little, this little spot inside these woods. And then you can see that they, from where they sit, they can actually see out across the river to where the rest of the party is. They should be watching, but they're fiddling with some stones and bones between the 2 of them. So they are not paying attention. And because...
Sergeant... Oh, okay.
Okay. Because you snuck up on them, we're going to start combat, but the goblins are surprised. So they're going to lose their first round in combat.
Would you be able to pull me off of the map page and pull me back onto it, because it's I can only see like a quarter of the map and I can see everything.
That is not good.
I've never had this happen before. I'm trying to fix it myself.
Alright, let's... There you are again.
So strange.
That change anything?
Oh, yeah, that did it. I can't see
Yeah.
anything now though, so I don't know if my token has life.
You do have vision, and sight, but I don't.
Okay. Well, the other issue is fixed, but now I'm standing in total darkness.
Yeah, you're try oh, you did, because
Okay.
your vision is set up like it should be.
There we go. Hey!
We fixed it. We did
Sorry
it,
about
guys. No, it's fine. Roll20 can be goofy sometimes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we know that the goblins are there. We're gonna go ahead and roll all of our initiatives. RG Sarp, Luck, that's everybody. And Sarpedon, damn it. You are first in line.
Alright. I think I'll draw my shield and scimitar and move in for a surprise attack against this goblin here. So, yeah, I'll just take a quick swing of my scimitar.
Alright, 12 versus AC is a miss.
Okay. But since it's a surprise attack, do I get initiative or something?
No, it's surprise attack. That means that, like, when a unit is surprised in combat, that means they lose their entire first round. So, like, right now, it's the Goblin's turn. He's surprised, so he's going to do nothing. Same thing with the second Goblin. Surprised, so it does nothing, and it goes back, and now it's on Thok.
Okay, so sorry, it's like I don't see the rest of the map.
Yeah, that's because you don't. Your vision should probably
There
be
it is.
ending like right here.
Got it. Yeah, the dynamic lighting's new to me.
Yeah, it's a neat
So-
feature.
Yeah, okay. So I move forward and then I'll actually cast
5, 10,
Sacred
20,
Flame.
30.
What?
What? Real quick, what's your speed?
30.
Because 5, 10, 15, 25. Because it's moving through water is takes additional movement. So 30 would land you here, at which point you could still... No, one more up. You could Sacred Flame there, but he will have quarter cover. Well, it doesn't matter. It's Sacred Flame. It's not against AC. Okay.
Yep, it's a dexterity saving throw.
Yep. Let me pull up my my Gobbo sheets. I don't know why I closed it. Goblin. We'll pop that out. I know you guys probably like to see the stats on stream, but I'm going to put them over here because they take up too much space. So, okay, 5 radiant damage and a DC 13. 17. He manages to roll out of the way and avoid your flame. And next would be... Oh no, did you have anything else?
Double checking. Nope, that'd be it.
Okay, Archie?
Yes. Okay, so I am going to 20 up here. And 30 here. 35, because I'm moving out the water.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah. And then I'm going to... This turn, I'll draw out my short bow, pluck an arrow off my back, and draw the bow back and attempt to curve it around Sar a little bit and hit the one down here.
Okay.
$15?
15 is a hit. Seven piercing damage, I believe. Yep. Your arrow strikes him right in his throat, and he falls to the ground, gurgling and gasping for air. Alright, after that, Sarpedon.
Okay, I'm gonna take another swing with my scimitar and hope die.
Thir 13 is a miss.
Oh, like
They're so sneaky. They're like ninjas. And now it is the Goblin's turn. And since you are standing directly in front of it, he's gonna stab at you and succeed. Wait, does he succeed? I forgot what your AC was. 15. Yes, he does succeed for 3 damage.
alright.
Squeaky squeak. And then he will 5, 10, 15. I did not mean to ping that. He will disengage as a bonus action. And he's going to back away.
Alright, so if he disengages, do I get to hit him again, or
No, that's what disengage is. Is you're taking a move action, but you do not prompt the leaving engagement swing. Ordinarily, taking a disengage would cost you your action for the turn, but goblins have a feat called Nimble Escape, which lets them disengage or hide as a bonus action. Okay, Thok.
Okay, so let's see.
I'm going to reload my page real quick. It's a little laggy.
Yeah, I'm close enough. So I will actually go ahead and move forward to right in front of the goblin and go with my warhammer to swing right at him.
Okay. And 12 with the warhammer is a miss.
Yep. And that pretty much ends my turn.
Okay. Archie?
I'm going to 5 here. He's backed into a corner. 10 here. How thick are these bushes?
The bushes all around, they're extremely dense. Like, so dense you wouldn't be able to pass through them.
Okay. Let me double check something then. Is that... I usually have. I was just quick. I just need to quickly check something. Yes. Okay. A creature. Perfect. In that case, I'm going to. As I run up, I do not draw another arrow for my short bow. Instead, I'm going to throw my hand over Fox's shoulder and blast this little annoyance with a poison spray.
All right. So, Constitution... Oh, I have to open my computer.
God damn it. Oh well, he can take 1 damage.
Hey, damage is damage, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So, your poison spray is successful. And because, try to imagine this. The half orc is in front of you. You're reaching your hand over him and poison spraying down toward this goblin. So this goblin is looking up. You're like, hey, okay, what's he doing? Yeah. Poison spray to the face! And right into the eyes. He's going to be blinded. He's disoriented for a turn. In addition to taking the 1 damage.
And I will move out of the way in case my ally behind me wishes to do something.
Okay. Would Thok have to move out of the way too in order for me to get him?
To do a melee swing? Yeah.
Unless you had a weapon reach.
Yeah, if you had reach or maybe a ranged weapon.
Yeah, I do have a range 20 arrows, but it would take an action to switch to that, wouldn't it?
Yes and no. Okay. There are a lot of things you can do on your turn. One of the things is you get a free interaction with an object. Okay. Mm-hmm. And your free interaction, you can use it to do things like, well, I'm gonna pull the lever. I'm going to pick up this object. Most commonly, your free interaction is used on, well, I'm gonna pull out my sword. I'm going to pull out my bow. I'm going to ready an arrow. That's something that a lot of people just kind of do without realizing that's their free interaction. So for you, your free interaction would be, I'm going to pull out my bow and get ready to fire. The problem is you have a weapon in your hand right now. So you would you can't sheath my scimitar and then pull out my bow. It would be more like, all right, I'm just going to throw my scimitar to the ground. I'm going to pull out my bow. I'm going to shoot this dude in his face. And then you just have to remember to pick up your scimitar later.
Okay. Yeah, in which case, I think I'm going to do that. I just want to get some sort of hit on these bastards.
Sure.
Alright, so I throw my scimitar and shoot to the ground and draw out my longbow, and I take a shot at him with that.
So close!
Oh, missed again?
Yes, you did. The shot goes wide and lands somewhere in the thicket. Goblin's turn. He's going to stab his scimitar towards Thok because he has no other choice. and he definitely misses. He's boxed in. He's got nowhere to go. All right, Thok.
So would I have advantage since he's boxed in?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the whole premise of everybody missing is that he's been, dodging around, right? And if he's boxed in, he's got so little room to maneuver. Go ahead. I'll give you advantage.
So I'll use the Warhammer again.
Oh,
Hey, you didn't need it. No, you rolled a nat 20. All right. So, same as with his brethren out on the road, you swing your warhammer down and crush the poor little goblin's body underneath.
To be perfectly honest, you could start marking start marking your kills on your Warhammer.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, he certainly has more than me.
Yeah, I'm starting to think our Dragonborn might be cursed. Because I don't like every attack is like one or two off. All right.
Okay.
Where are we going from here, fellas?
Well, I would actually like to search around from where these goblins are and see if there's anything of use.
Okay. Do an investigation check, please. Examining their vantage point, I mean, you find the items on the goblins, rusted and bloody scimitars, their short bows, arrows, but they're so crudely made and poorly managed that you don't think they'll be of any use or value. Also, looking around the camp, you find that they were sitting on a pile of rocks as they watched their vantage point, so there's nothing really of use here.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't think anybody took any hits from this round of combat, so...
I did, but I'm overall in good shape.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall we proceed down into the cave then?
Alright. Yeah.
What time is it?
Real world or game time?
Yeah.
Okay. We were last at the road around 4 p.m. So, through traveling the forest and getting to the mouth of the cave, took about an hour. So, 5 p.m. Sun's gonna be going down shortly.
Which of yous can see in the dark?
Fair point. Perhaps.
I think you all can. Dragonborn, half orc, and elf.
Well, I don't think the night would hinder us, and I would much rather have my spells before I enter.
Dude, can Dragonborns see in the dark? No, I'm looking again.
I'm not sure exactly. I didn't see anything on their page. No, not really.
Dragonborn, ability score, alignment, size, speed, breath weapon. No, he does not have dark vision.
Well, I suppose the cave will be dark anyway, wouldn't it?
I do believe in his pack, though, he has torches.
Yes, I think so. I haven't...
Yeah, you have an explorer's pack. You have torches.
Okay. Yes, but perhaps since we hold rather advantageous position in sight, since we can see over the lip of the river, perhaps we should stay and break camp here, take a long rest, and wait until morning to set off into the cave. That way, our druid will have use of his spells, and we will all be fresh and ready for combat.
Sounds like a plan.
Another idea, just throwing this out there, but we could go back to the entrance of the thicket, and I think these goblins will likely have had some kind of watch order or rotation with any more that may have been in the cave. So if we go off to another location and see when new goblins approach, we could ambush the next set.
Good observation. Let us follow your lead then.
It was just a thought. We could stay here too.
It may be best to actually go back across the river and possibly stage the other goblins to make it look as nothing is wrong.
Prop them up. Yeah.
Sticks right at the back.
Oh yeah, we need to do this now. Can we? Is there any sticks or because we're in bushes and whatnot? Is there any big branches or sticks that we can?
Yeah, but you're surrounded by dense foliage on all sides, so it's reasonable to assume that you would be able to go through and find sturdy enough sticks to support the weight of a goblin.
I would like to stab one of the bigger sticks into the ground and take one of the smaller sticks and cross it vertically where the shoulder would be and begin to hang one of the goblins up the ropes.
Oh my god! You're making a scarecrow out of a goblin.
Well, a convincing decoy, probably, given
Okay.
goblins.
So, it'll probably require you to cut your rope. So if you could mark that on your sheet, somehow that'd be... Yep, but you could definitely do it.
How many individual lines, just so I have a note of it?
Individual what? Let's say it takes a 5-foot section to lash the two sticks together and to fasten the goblin to it. So for both goblins, it would take you 10 feet of rope.
If you want, I'll split that with part of my rope to tie up the other.
And we'll put one goblin there, or I'll just put the marks down. We can move them.
I don't know. There we go. So for a there we go. That's noted. I'm ready.
And before we go, since it's going to be dark soon, I'll actually start a small little fire.
Do I have something for that?
So we're setting up camp over here on this side of the river?
Yeah, I think the other side.
Yep.
Okay.
Since I am an elf, would I be able to take 2 watch orders? Since I only need 4 hours to sleep.
Yeah, the way you would do it is you would take, because if you guys are going to take, stumbling. Are you trying to take a long rest and then you're going to ambush anyone if they come out to switch to guard? Is that what's happening?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so then who's going to watch first? Because if you're trying to use your meditation and recover all your spell slots, you have to get at least 4 hours of rest at some point. So do you want to be the one on watch, and then if there's combat, rest after, or do you want to sleep first?
I'll take a rest, the 2 middle watches, and then a rest afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
In which case, I think I can take first watch.
Okay, and then I'll take the last watch then.
Okay. So, evening progresses. There's no event. Like, there's nothing happens during Sarpedon's watch. Then he goes to bed, and Archie was up next, correct?
Mm-hmm. I would like to point out that I am constantly ready to take a shot for when I see a target move 5 feet outside the cave entrance.
Okay. So as you are standing watch, you see a solitary goblin come to the front of the cave. And he's starting to approach down that way.
I'm immediately going to shoot him.
Okay, roll to hit.
Uh, 15.
That's a hit.
For 4 damage.
Nope, I have the wrong thing selected. There we go. So, you strike the goblin, and you can see that he is surprised. Like, your arrow hits him in the shoulder, and he falls to the ground. It's late at night. He wasn't expecting to get shot.
I'm going to then sprint up and close the gap. Do you treat speaking as a free action?
Sneaking?
Oh no, sneaking. Speaking.
No, you.
Okay. Oh, is it?
Are you trying to alert your party, or are you trying to?
Well, yeah, to alert the party. I don't know if you use in-game talking in the word world.
The way I treat it is that, and we kind of touched on this before. Your round, your turn in combat is about 6 seconds long. So when it's your turn, you can communicate in anything that would be reasonable to say in like a 6 second time period. So it's your turn, you shot the guy, you can turn and tell, wake up! It's like something that you can very quickly relay to them.
I'm going to quickly, before I begin running off to the goblin, I'm going to kick Falk, who's on the ground, and go, alright, we've got action.
Okay, so Goblin is surprised.
10, 15, 20, 30, but 35 because we know. Is he like in that square or this square?
He is in. Oh, he's not in either, is he? He's right there. I know it looks like he's in the mountain, but he's on the path. Like next to, there's a very narrow path there. Like right there.
Alright, fair enough. End my turn.
Okay. It's Sarpedon's turn, but he's currently asleep. But he woke him up. Why don't you just roll a d20, see if the talking, the action stirs you from your slumber. They could at least be fair. Nope, you're a heavy sleeper. You're completely oblivious to anything happening. Hey man, those things are heavy. Already established, the goblin was surprised. So, Thok, what's your action?
Alright, so after being kicked, I'm starting to wake and just sit up where I'm at, and turn my head to the left, and just cast Sacred Flame from where I'm at before even getting up.
Yeah. Okay. Comes to make a DC and fail and be instantly immolated in your radiant light.
At which point, I just lay down and start to go back to sleep.
Alright.
Since this body will likely be burning bright, I try and grab a piece of the goblin that's not currently on fire and quickly drag it around the corner before it draws any other attention.
Okay. Yeah, you can grab it by its boot and drag it off.
Or
Okay.
maybe submerge it in the river.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. just toss the whole thing in there. Body be gone.
I was sleep talking, by the way, so...
Yeah. Did I mention I was telepathic?
He's just
Okay.
going around in a sink going, like, drown the goblin.
What if our friend, the Dragonborn, was actually a flint in disguise?
Yeah.
Actually, a what?
D&D monster. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Alright. So, Thok went back to sleep. Sarpedon never woke up. What are you doing, Archie?
Since I metagame wouldn't have known about the river, I still drag it off, throw it off to the side, and quickly move back to presume watch.
Okay. Nothing else happens through the remainder of the night. Go ahead and take your long rest. So recover all your spell slots, full hit points, hit dice, the whole shebang.
Since that was a long rest, actually, no, I wouldn't know. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm good.
All right. How you guys doing, my overseas friends? It's already been 2 hours. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good.
All right. So, way is clear. Everybody's healthy. What's the plan?
First I ask, did anything happen while
Well, nothing important anyway.
Very well then, let us set off.
Once again, I'm going to take point, but this time I'm going to be sneaking.
Sneaking. Okay, go ahead and stealth. Okay, you are very stealthy.
I have my short bow drawn the whole time, punched down to the ground. You know, iconic stuff.
Okay. Alright.
Are you guys like?
I say,
Is it the
Sarpedon,
same
you probably should go next, and then I'll come up from behind, since only Archie and I have dark vision.
Standing here at the mouth of the cave, you can hear barking sounds. And they are a little far off, but you can distinctly tell they are coming from the direction of this opening that you can see.
I would like to peek around the corner.
Okay. Yep. So, looking into this room, just inside the cave of the mouth, there's the uneven stone steps that you're standing at the top of. Stone steps, right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a small, dank chamber on the eastern side of the passage. The cave narrows to a steep fissure at the far end, and is filled with the stench of animals being poorly maintained. Savage snarls and the sounds of rattling chains greet your ears, and you see 3 wolves chained up inside the opening. Each wolf's chain leads to an iron rod driven into the base of a stalagmite.
Okay. Is there anything other than the wolves in this room?
There are wolves chained up there, and then on the ground between the wolves you see bones. Some small from rodents, other small creatures that may have wandered into the cave, others that are larger and are potentially humanoid.
Does the chains look brittle in any way, or does it look pretty sturdy?
That's hard to tell from your current vantage.
Okay, well, I'll gesture the party to follow.
Come here.
And their big flanking heavy armor.
Well, I'm wearing leather armor.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I relay the information you presented to me to the party. I don't think there's anything of use in that room, so as long as they're not going to break free, we probably should have meddled with them.
Agreed.
Okay.
Okay.
So, moving up the passageway to the north, the main passage of the cave mouth steeply climbs upward, the stream plunging and splashing down its western side. In the shadows, a side passage leads west across the other side of the stream, which is there. So now you got a choice.
I turn to the party to see what they think.
From where I'm standing, I can see a bridge cross goes uphill.
Oh, that's right. In the shadows of the ceiling to the north, you can just make out the dim shape of a rickety bridge of wood and rope crossing over the passage ahead of you. Another passage intersects this one 20 feet above the floor, which you could probably see there and there.
Alright, so perhaps we should take the passage going west. Something walks out across that.
Say, how steep was that passage to the west?
The shady one that doesn't go uphill.
Didn't say.
I nod to SAR's comment. I'm going to stealth along here.
Okay. Looking at the passage to the west, you can see that they go upwards. There's an incline here, and there's another one up above, and it looks to be about roughly 10 feet of climbing on each.
Okay.
Alright, seems good to me. I mean,
I will begin to move on. I can already see some. Okay, I'm gonna start with the party. I'm going to point to SAR and kind of push back a little bit. I hold up 5 fingers and I point up the passage.
You see something there?
I know.
I whisper. Alright then.
How secure does the roof look?
I'm sorry, one more time.
How secure does the roof look?
The bridge?
The roof above us.
Oh, it looks very stable. Like, you can't see any pieces in the foundation that look like they might be loose or collapse. Although it's just your glimpse at it. There's no way to know for certain.
I begin to climb up and stealth forward. I ready action for if a goblin turns its attention to me.
Okay.
Ready action to attack.
Okay. Remember, right where you are, that's at the base of a 10-foot climb. And then there's another 10-foot climb. So they can't actually see you.
Oh, okay.
Because you're down at the bottom here.
I turn to Saw, I point at him, and I do this gesture with my hands and point to myself and point upwards.
Alright then, I give him a up the ledge.
Okay.
Is there anything I need to roll for that, like strength?
No. It's only a 10-foot climb, and like you would be able to climb it easily enough on your own. So you just
okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I climb up then. Move up here to create room for an ally. And I'm going to climb up, grab onto the ledge, and try and use my upper body strength to just kind of inch my head over, just to have a clearer look.
Sure. You peek up, and you can see into the cavern on the west, and you see a large number of goblins. And this room is separated by a rocky shelf that goes up about 15 feet, which you can see there I'm pointing at.
Mm-hmm.
And on the top of the ledge, you can see a goblin who he's decorated. He's got jewelry on. Some of it made of actual like precious metals, silver, gold. Others are bits of bone and rock. He's wearing a headdress of feathers and leather, and it's obvious that he's in charge.
Okay.
You can also see, that there is a small fire here at the base of the ledge, and there is a haze of smoke in the area. Not enough to obscure vision or anything like that. It's obvious the goblins, this is a living area. They're cooking their meal with some kind of pungent and putrid meat.
What I would like to do, while I'm hanging from this ledge, is while I can see the fire, do I have one hand free? Can I just kind of like tilt to the side, just kind of lie horizontally, just to kind of have a better grip, and just so I could free up one hand.
So you want to hang from the ledge by one hand?
Well, I want to have one hand, but I want to is it wide enough where I could put a leg up as well?
Yeah. It's about it's about 7 feet from ledge to ledge. It's not quite wide enough for two people to stand side by side, but you would be able to at least get your leg up and start positioning to pull yourself up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put a leg up. If they still haven't noticed me by then, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise one of my hands and start gesturing towards that campfire. What I would like to cast is Control Flames. So what I want to do is I want to cause some simple shapes here. So in the fire, I want to create the image or the illusion of a dancing maiden who's blissfully skipping around the fire, and with the cackles of the fire and all that, have the fire sway around to grab the attention of the goblins.
Okay. Sure. Let's I'm curious. So you avoid detection, you stick your hand up, you manipulate the flame as you described, and it starts to dance and cast shadows all around the chamber. Let's roll. The majority of the goblins are all instantly captivated. Curious, bewildered. What's going on? You can hear them exclaim in a mixture of goblin and common. The one on the ledge, though, is immediately put on guard, and you see him run outside of your field of vision.
I could see there's also another token up there of some variety. What I'm going to do is I'm going to then crawl while they're all distracted by that, just using my hand every so often to create the illusion and gestures that are attracting the other goblins' attention. I then tilt my head round, point at Sar, and point upwards.
Okay. As you climb up, you can see the likeness of a human male. And
is he blonde?
He has blonde hair, and you instantly recognize him as the companion of Gundren back in Neverwinter. You hear a voice shrill ring out in common. Truce! Truce, or I kill the boy!
Have I climbed up the cliff like Archie gestured me to do, or do I stay here?
It's up to you.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
I think I climb up the cliff, but should I roll stealth to make sure the goblins don't see me?
You may, but after the first goblin has shouted, he has alerted all of the other goblins in the cave to the presence of an outsider. And now, aware that the magic was a trick, they are all looking around, clutching their weapons.
Alright, so I may as well not bother.
Yeah, that didn't work out. Well,
You hear the same voice that spoke before. Come forward so we can talk.
I look to the party as my plan has clearly backfired, and I let out a large sigh and break stealth. I'm going to take the dodge action and present to move myself forward, quickly pointing back at Sar and pointing down again.
Hello. Hi. And what do you call yourself?
Oh, I'm just the druid. Names aren't important. Not big enough for that. I saw you had some dogs chained up out front, and I was wanting to talk to you about that.
He presses a dagger closer to Sildar's throat. Says, "Don't lie to me, stinking elf."
Well, I don't think I'm in a position to lie. Has any of the goblins' attentions been attracted to the party that's behind me?
No, they're all focused on you at the moment.
That would be unwise, considering I'm greatly outmatched.
He looks at you, and you can tell that he's, just investigating, examining, trying to size you up and determine how much of a threat you may be. All the time, the dagger is still pressed to Sildar's throat. He says, Ymik doesn't want to fight. Ymik, only number 2 here. I have job. I give you Pretty Boy if you complete it.
And what's to say that you don't kill him after we immediately do this job?
There's nothing to say. You just do it. Hope Yimig is honest.
I tell you what is the job?
Further in cave, there's Bugbear. Clarg. Big, nasty brute. He is mean to the goblins. Thinks himself better than us. You kill Clarg and bring me his head. Then Yimik in charge. I release Pretty Boy.
But as you can see, I'm just a simple druid. Perhaps if you brought some of your friends along to help me.
No. Yimig won't lose any of his men for you. And I know you're not alone, no matter what you say. No one would be stupid enough to wander in here alone.
I just give him a kind of blank expression to that. And
Go north. Cross the bridge. Into Clarg's lair. Then we talk again.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna insight check him to see if he's lying to me.
Absolutely. Wow. You can tell that he is being truthful. Everything he is saying is honest. You can tell that he genuinely wants Clarg dead, and that he wants to be in charge. But you can also tell that the reason he's making you do it is because he's a bit of a coward, and he doesn't want to risk his own life.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't think we have an option at this point. You guys can chime in if you wish.
Well, I mean, you always have options. You could, I don't know, try to kill 6 goblins all at once. That could be fun, right?
Yeah, but then he'd immediately die, is the problem.
Or the
Well, he's probably readied himself to just immediately slice if anything breaks out.
I don't know, maybe, perhaps one bugbear would be easy. Goblin.
Now, is it just one bugbear, or is there more than just him?
Clarg still has goblins that are loyal to him. They won't recognize my rule until Clarg is dead. So he may have friends. But I can help. And he reaches down, and it's an awkward gesture because he's still pointing the dagger at Sildar, but he's like swooping down with his other hand, and he picks up a stone. And he takes it, and you can see him rubbing something on it. And then he throws it down at the base of the shaft here.
I go over and inspect.
Okay. The rock doesn't look like anything spectacular. Whatever he's rubbed on its face has landed on the ground.
I just give him a perplexed look and just show it to him. And like have like other hand out just
You pick up the rock. You said you showed it to him, yeah?
Yeah.
Picking up the rock, you realize what it was he rubbed on it. It was some goblin turds rubbed with indigo. So he has marked the stone, and he laughs when you touch it. He says, "That's my mark. Show it to the goblins. Maybe they leave you alone."
What? Alright. Alright, well, yeah, that okay. Go. You guys can do it, you wish.
I was like, what direction is this bugbear at then?
North, across the bridge. You'll find him.
Okay.
Alright then. At least we might not have to worry about any other goblins. If not from his mark, then perhaps from our... Alright. So, yeah, let's continue.
Let me... Okay. 1 second.
That is a wall.
I think it's just because of your vantage. Because there actually should not be a wall there.
Yeah, can I move for it? Oh.
Yeah, okay. So, why don't you just move forward? I don't know why. Not my fault. I didn't format this. This is the official module.
Okay.
But you can move forward just so you can see the bridge, but you're not on the bridge yet. If that makes sense at all. Because standing at the mouth of the bridge, you can see that the stream passes up ahead and around. You can tell this is the same bridge you observed earlier.
Okay.
There's a set of uneven steps down below you up ahead here. And on the other side of the bridge, there, you can see that it's sloping down. The bridge itself looks pretty rickety, and it's connecting the two tunnels where you're currently standing with the one across the way. There is a goblin standing at the far side of the bridge. He notices you in the direction you're coming from and puts his hand on his weapon.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna. I'll glance up and look at him, and I'm gonna speak to him. I'm gonna say, sorry, I was just seeing chat. Well, hello there, little goblin. May we go see Clark?
He continues to stand there and eyeball you warily.
Well, you see, Yimmick has called Clark out for a duel.
You can see that he's starting to inch away from the bridge towards the mouth of the opening.
All right,
It looks like he's going to run.
Yeah, I'll shoot him.
You shoot him?
Yep, we can't have that.
Okay, well, if we're going into combat, that would be initiative o'clock. Oh shit, that's the wrong button.
Ah, yes, my favorite thing. You know what, actually? What I'm gonna do... Nah, I wouldn't be able to do that. Damn it.
Yeah, you get it. Sorry. In combat, it looks like Thok will have the first turn.
Alright, well, fair enough.
So I guess I can see like he's switching to more of a like attacking stance to shoot at this goblin, since it looks like this goblin's going to run.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and just cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. Oh, he gets hit by the sacred flame, And as he gets struck, he kind of he flinches, loses his footing, and falls to the ground.
Nice.
So at least maybe he's not gonna run anymore.
I just
Go ahead.
I just look over to Falk and just do the not bad advantage. Just nice.
All right, Archie, is it your turn?
Yes. If he is on the ground, is he on the ground on the bridge, or is he falling off the side?
He's on the bridge.
Yeah, actually, instead of shooting him, I'm going to pull my bow into my other hand and take my object interaction, pull out my scimitar with the other, and I'm going to slash at him. Yeah. 14. Well, if he's prone, wouldn't it? I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
Yep.
14.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do, though. Okay? Because the bridge that you're on, remember, I specified that you were at the front of the bridge, but not quite on it. And you said you just approached and attacked him with melee. So you're definitely on the bridge. And this very old, very rickety bridge wasn't really made to compensate the weight of anyone bigger than a goblin. And as you step forward, it gives weight underneath your feet. So you are running in, you're lunging to stab at this goblin. Your attack will be successful, but we're going to see if you lose your footing and fall onto the bridge, or if you lose your footing and fall off of the bridge. So,
Okay.
9 slashing. You definitely will murder that goblin. But then I need you to roll an athletics check, please.
Athletics. Could I argue acrobatics for this situation?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. 16?
16. Okay, so you stumble and fall. You land on the bridge, and you do nothing but bump your head. Lose 1 hit point, but nothing very serious happens. It's just an inconvenience. It's bam! Oh, son of a bitch! It's
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes. Cool. Alright, I'll pick myself up, dust myself off, look back at the party, and I'll let Sar lead for a bit if he wishes.
Alright then, I will take the lead, making sure to carefully cross the bridge.
I step back off the bridge, just heads up, before he goes across.
one person on the bridge at a time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright. Approaching the room up ahead, and I'm going to move your token just so that you can see further. But, this is just for the site. You're still back where you had placed yourself. This is what you see. The cavern opens up into 2 large pools of water. A narrow waterfall high in the eastern wall feeds the pool, which is that back here. And I lost my place. Which drains out in the western end of the chamber to form the stream that you guys have seen winding through the caverns. A low felled stone wall serves as a dam holding the water in, and there's a wide exit stands to the south, which is down this way. That way. The sound of the waterfall echoes throughout this cavern, making it difficult to hear. It's very loud. And you see 2 goblins standing here. Now, they haven't noticed you yet because, like I said, you're still back here. You're just kind of creeping and peeping. But...
Alright. Alright, that stone the goblin gave Archie. He said it was his mark. Perhaps if we show it to these goblins, they will not wish to fight.
I would hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm pretty sure that was that goblin taking the piss of us. I mean, you could take it if you want, and I toss it in his direction.
Throw your hands up. Whoa, I don't want to touch it.
Well, I can have it.
Why are you carrying it?
Well, what I do is, since I'm a dragonborn, I probably have long, curved claws, right?
Yes. I don't know if they are actually functional, though. It depends. What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of just, picking it up.
Oh, so you don't have to touch it?
Yeah.
Sure,
then,
sure.
And then, maybe showing it to the goblins in the cave. Maybe the goblin said it was his mark, and that if we showed it to another goblin, they would leave us alone, so maybe we can avoid combat until we reach our bugbear friend.
Okay. So, Sarpedon's getting ready to advance in the cavern. What are the other 2 fellas doing?
I'll follow him in my case.
Okay. So, Sarpedon is holding the rock very, very cautiously out in front of him, and he's approaching this cavern where he knows there's a couple goblins. And as he walks out, holding the mark, the goblins look at him, and at first extremely wary, and they grab their weapons and get ready. You see them look to each other, and they're unsure, right? Like it's immediately like noticeable looking at their faces. They're not quite sure how to react.
I don't think I would do that.
You can hear them talking, but you don't recognize the language. I think. Let me check known languages.
I lean into Falk and I go, well, it seems to have had a reaction anyway.
Yeah, they're talking, and none of you can understand what it is that they're saying.
I'll say, well, crap, we'll do that to you.
Alright. I hold out the stone and say, this is the mark of, what was that goblin's name?
Who are you asking?
You, the DM, what was...
I'm not there. I can't. Maybe if you ask one of your one of the party members.
Okay. Yes. What was his name again?
Knifey Stab Man.
I'll help you. Well, okay. The goblin looks at you and he says, "We know Ymig's mark when we see it. We don't know what to do. Because on one hand, we want Ymig to be in charge, but Clarg is very big and scary. I personally think that we should gut you for Clarg. They think we should run."
I have an alternative. My companions and I will no doubt be more than a match for this Clarg. You let us kill Clarg, and then Ymig will be your master, and none of you goblins will have to do a thing. We have come for his hide and no one else's.
They go back to arguing again in Goblin. They look at each other and they seem to. What's it? What?
Just talking to.
Okay. They two of them seem to come to an agreement, and they drop their weapons and run off to the north. The third goblin, however, he runs through the entryway to the south. I'm just going to move him up here out of the way. And that guy runs down. And coming from that doorway that he just ran through, you can hear him, again, yelling something in Goblin. And immediately followed by several other voices.
Alright then, it seems he's gone off to warn this Clark and perhaps his allies. We should hasten while we still, and perhaps we can catch them flat-footed.
I know.
Alright, so we'll continue down.
Okay. Is that where you're going to stop? From your vantage point there, you can see into the open room at the bottom. And looking into that room, you can see quite a large group. Several goblins, a large bugbear who is staring at the stairs where you guys are coming from, and he has a giant, mace ready. Next to him is a wolf, much larger than the three you had seen earlier in the cave, and this one is collared. It's even got like bangles around its legs. You can tell that it's very special. As soon as you come into vision, Clark points his morning star towards the group, and he says, "Kill them!" And then everybody rolls initiative, and we start fighting.
Alright.
Yeah. Oh my god, someone actually got less than me. 2 people got less than me.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's fun. Wow. Wow. Alright, did everybody roll? I see Thok. And yep. Okay, cool. Let's order descending. And then let me pull up. I have the goblin. Where is... I guess they don't have special sheets, or do they? Let me check real quick. I can't find the things for the things in this stuff. No, they don't have special boxes. Okay. Good, that makes things easy. I just need to find the bugbear. Pop that out. And the wolf. And pop that out. Okay, we're ready. First up is the goblin down here. And he is going to use his turn. 10, 25. He's going to stop right there, and he's going to fire at Sarpedon with his short bow. 23 is a hit. Wow, 220. And it's 3 damage. Up next, Sarpedon gets to retaliate.
Okay. I'm going to move over here, take my longbow, and fire it at that goblin.
That is a miss.
Alright. Then I,
Next. Oh, go on.
Could I say something to my companions, or is my turn already up?
No, go ahead.
I suggest that Archie takes the left side here, and Thok take the middle, and we'll shoot them as they come out of the cave, and use it as a choke point.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Nope, I just skipped him and I shouldn't have. This goblin here is going to come up. 10. And he's going to stop. And then he is going to fire his arrow at Archie.
Okay.
16 versus AC for 5.
He beats.
And then after that, it will be Clarg. 10, 15, 20, 5, 30. And Clarg, he is going to attack with his Morning Star against Sarpedon. Dang it, it whispered it. Let me change it. Never whisper rules. Okay, but he rolled a 15, which I believe is a hit on Sarp. And he did 11 damage. Brutal.
Yeah, I think I'm down.
Yes.
So
he is no joke.
-2. Or do
There are no negative integers. You're just at 0.
Alright.
And then Thok.
Okay, so seeing Sarpedon go down, I will cast Healing Word. It's my bonus action here.
Mm-hmm. 6.
Yep. So just to help him out a little bit, and then at which point, from my actual action, let's see. I will do. Because between these, it looks like these 2 rocks here. Are these like big rocks to where I can't get past Archie here?
Where, do you mean this here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that rock is occupying that space, so you would have to walk around it, but you could go like there. I mean, that makes sense. And then down there.
Right.
So if you're trying to get up next to here, that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20. I'd say you just go right here. Just stand in the middle of everything. I mean, it's...
Yeah, not sure if I want to get that close just yet.
No, I'm messing with you. It's probably a terrible idea.
Actually, let's see. Actually, I will move to here, and still puts him within 5 feet of me, so I will use my warhammer to attack him.
Put him. Okay, that's a miss. Just want to remind you guys, everybody has inspiration, so don't forget about that.
Right.
All right, who's next? Archie.
Yes. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to throw a poison spray at Clark.
Okay. So, wow, 9. Holy shit.
Yeah, poison spray is really good. The only downside is that to be within 10 feet.
No, yeah, the only... That's 15. Radius. Oh, I didn't put my 10 foot. I'm pretty sure that your poison spray, like if you are here, like
I have to point it that way.
10 feet. Yeah, well, if you point it straight here, it's 10-10. You could hit both.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. And I have these little guides that I often use, when things are tricky, but I don't have one. This one is for 15, but you get the idea. Like 15 would be not that.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but I don't have one for 10, but I know it would be something like that. Anywho, so Clark and the Goblin at a DC 13. Let's do the Goblin first. 18.
Zero damage.
And then Clark, watch, he'll be the one to fail. 7. So he is going to take all 9 damage. He's not very happy.
Alright, and I'm gonna move back. There.
Okay. And then that'll end your turn, yes?
Ooh, I could get away with that. Because I could always...
Alright, well.
Okay.
Ripper will be next. The giant ornamented wolf. And he has a move 40. 25. We're gonna come way up here. And Ripper is going to try to bite Thok with advantage. Because of he has an ally adjacent. Dang it! He missed. But it whispered again, which is why I was... I don't know why the module makes it always whisper rolls. Never whisper rolls. Piece of shit. But that'll be it for Ripper. And then it will be the Goblin's turn. We're back to the beginning. He is just going to walk up, dropping his short bow, and using his scimitar. So 6 damage on Sarpedon. I get knocked down. I get up again. Well, that was his turn.
Relax.
Sarpedon, you want to roll a death save, please?
A dexterity save?
No, death save. It's
Death save, alright.
Yeah.
You can use inspiration on death saves.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Alright.
can.
I'm gonna do that then.
Well, if I could,
So,
just save it. Like, use inspiration when you get to your second or third one. Your first one, you're not so much in danger yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, I click on the strength or constitution?
If you're looking at your character sheet, you'll see like 6 check boxes underneath your hit points. It says successes, failures, death saves. You can actually just click where it says death save, like that. Don't use that roll. That was my roll. Don't use that one.
Well, thank you for using that, guys.
Okay, a 4.
Yeah. Okay, so you failed, so you just check where it says failure.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it works is, if you get 3 successes, you get, you stabilize. You're no longer in danger of dying. If you get 3 failures, you are dead. And then, hopefully, we don't do that in the first session. Alright, so failed death save on Sar. Now it is the Goblin's turn. And he did not drop his short bow. He's going to also fire at Thok. They don't like you. 16 versus AC is a miss. Nope, it's a hit. 7, holy shit.
Are you down to?
My dice are on fire!
I'm still standing.
Alright. Clark. He sets his Morning Star down and pulls a javelin off his back. And he is going to throw it towards Archie.
Miss.
No, it went wide and bounces off the rocks. Alright. Fuck.
Okay, so let's see.
Hope's dashed. What are you hoping for?
Yeah, surrounded out may just get lunch at Thok, or at the bugbear here at Clark. Screw it. I'll use inflict wounds.
Okay.
That's a strong spell.
I say again.
That is a strong spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I am going to use inspiration.
Okay.
To help me out here.
Alright, so 18 for 21 damage.
It's like doing man, no joke.
So you throw out your hands, and then your necrotic energy leaps forward, consuming Clark. He immediately twists in agony and falls to the ground dead. Yay! Any further actions?
Let's see. No,
I would
no,
like-
because I'm not gonna be able to move. Okay, no, I'm good.
Okay, Archie.
I am going to bonus action healing word Sar for 4.
Okay, Sar's back in the game. You can go ahead and clear your death saves. Oh, what the hell
And
is
I'm
that typing?
going to back up
What?
a bit,
+4. There we go.
and I'm going to ready action a sharp bow attack at the wolf if it continues to attack, or if I see any hostile attacks made.
Alright. So that'll conclude your turn.
Barber.
Alright. Ripper is going to take his turn. He did not like what you did to his master. So he's going to try to bite you again, this time without advantage. He doesn't have an ally nearby.
Ready action trigger.
Yes. Go ahead and do your short bow shot.
14.
14. That's a hit. For
8 damage.
it would be 8. Alright, and now the wolf's bite. 20. So,
Very
so Thok will take 8 damage, fall to the ground.
Well, actually, I'm going to use my relentless endurance.
Oh, yes!
Instead, drop to 1.
That is right. You do that. Okay, since you are not dead, I also need you to do a strength saving throw, or be knocked prone. You failed. You're prone.
Fair enough.
Okay. That's poetic. Yeah, I always forget about that half-orc racial. It's so good.
Yeah, I forgot about it in the very beginning. I was like, crap, I should have used that.
Alright. Goblin here in front of Sarpedon. This is the one who dropped his short bow. This is also the one who was out in the room here talking with the other 2 goblins and was unsure about whether or not they wanted to help Clarg. He throws down his sword, and you hear him shout to the other goblin in Goblin. And that's his turn. So, Sarpedon.
Alright. I'm not sure what he's shouting to the other goblin yet, but I think right now I'm going to use my longbow on the wolf, and I think I'm going to use inspiration this time just to make damn sure I hit. Okay, longbow. 22.
22. Didn't need it. Alright, roll your damage.
Alright. Damage. Do I just click on the longbow again?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the easiest way. Oh, no. I'm sorry. In chat, where it actually says, like, longbow 22, click on the word longbow in chat.
Oh, okay.
There you go. 9 piercing damage on Ripper. And that will kill him. So at this point in combat, the one remaining goblin, he's backed up against this corner here. Yes, sir.
I'd also like to use second wind if I can.
Yes, you may. Go ahead and heal up.
Okay.
So our this remaining goblin he was already backed up against 1.
Alright.
So that'll be two hit points because of your character level. But God, that's awful. He's backed up. He's still holding his weapon. He's looking around frantically. The other goblin is shouting to him again in Goblin, and he puts down his weapon. So that's actually it. That's the end of combat.
Alright. Looks like diplomacy made this a little easier for him.
Okay. The 2 goblins that were here, they're kind of looking at you warily. They're not hostile, but you can see they're still kind of anxious. They don't know what to do, and they start creeping off to the west to go, where Nemig is.
Okay.
All right. There's no reaction from the party. They're gonna boogie out of here.
No, wait, hold on.
There it is.
I'm gonna halt them. I'm gonna hold up my hand and say, no, you stay here and wait for Ymig to come to you.
They look at each other, and then they look up at you, and then he starts to talk in common. Ymig won't come here. You will go to Ymig.
Yes, we will go to Ymig. Yous are staying here.
He points over your shoulder.
Okay. I'm not gonna look. I feel like this is a check.
He says, Ymig apparently doesn't trust you. His spies are there. You'll let us go, or you'll have the full force of all the goblins on you.
I intervene and say, yes, go and inform Ymig that, was it Gnarl or Glarg? He is dead, and Ymig now controls the goblins. And tell him of our role in this.
Okay.
At which point, I actually just turn around, bend down to where Glarg is, and pull out my dagger and just start cutting his head off. As
Okay.
proof of the kill.
Okay. I'm gonna, while they're running off, I'm gonna quickly rush into the room. And as fast as possible, I'm gonna begin trying to scavenge the stuff.
Okay, so walking into the room, you can see sacks and crates of looted provisions are piled up in the south end of the large cave. To the west, the floor slopes toward a narrow opening that descends into darkness. A larger opening leads north down a set of stone steps. That's where you just walked in from. And when you are looking through all these crates and barrels and stores, you first recognize mining picks and shovels and food. You know, like what was on the caravan you were protecting.
Yeah.
You also find, where is it? A small treasure chest, and this is what you find in it. Nope. I'm just gonna type it out because that way you have it to look at and you can do what you want.
Oh, fire-based gun, that's great. Yes, RT commonly has that murderous look when it involves goblins.
How good is this mace that Clark had?
It's a Morning Star. So whatever the stat block for a Morning Star is. Okay, so that's what you find there. As far as the things inside the containers, there's nothing really of value other than the provisions themselves.
I grabbed I'm assuming all the big stuff was in that chest, right?
Yes.
I grabbed the chest and start, I know it's like in the map, but I start dragging it away.
Yeah.
And I call out to the others, quickly get the things once we get Sildar. And I peer around to see if any of the goblins are still hanging about listening. And once we get Sildar back, we're just going to cave the place in.
Okay.
Do you think that would be wise, considering how outnumbered we are?
Well, they can't fight if they're under 20 pounds of rock.
So what is in this chest that we can use to collapse the cage? Because I've been out here catching my breath. I don't know exactly what's in.
The chest itself, there is nothing of... Well, there is stuff of value there, but nothing for caving in a place. I've noticed when we've moved throughout this cave, there's been a couple of pillars and things. I would say a good strike with an ice knife, or perhaps even some of that cleric's magic, would be should be good enough for the job. Besides, there's picks there if we really need it.
It's a fairly risky plan. We could end up burying ourselves in along with these goblins if we're not careful.
Well, they're goblins. We can't let them leave. Think about what they've been doing to the area. The amount of people they've ransacked on the roads.
Well, yes, but if you recall, they did so under the duress of this spider creature. And additionally, the few goblins we have encountered have seemed to keep their word. Are you sure it is best to kill them?
They haven't said anything about not raiding the caravans anymore. They purely said they'll give us the blonde-haired human in return for this job. It's likely they'll still operate in this area.
Perhaps. Let us gauge their intentions before doing anything rash, though, I advise.
Before we continue, I thought that it was particularly neat how you're advocating for the goblins. So that's a bit of inspired role playing. I'm gonna give you back the inspiration that you've used.
Thank you.
All right. So what is the party doing? You took the contents of the chest.
Yeah, I've started dragging the chest. I'm gonna drag it along with the party whenever we go.
Okay.
One last thing I want to say to Sar is my elf drops the chest very briefly and approaches him and says, "Well, if you want to be a goblin lover, that is your choice. But if they continue to operate in this area, the blood of other caravans will be on your hands and perhaps some of the locals. Just sit on that." Pick up the chest again and begin to shuffle it off.
Okay.
And before I go, I'm actually going to light a torch from the fire that was in the cave here, and carry the torch with me
All right.
as we're going back.
All right, and as he's doing that, I sort of turn over my shoulders and retort, "If this plan goes awry, then it is our blood that will be on your hands, Archie." Don't.
So are we actually
Got him.
Are we actually going to go through with it then? Because it sounds like you were wanting to just leave them be.
Let us see as we continue down the cave. So I basically fallen behind, and
Now, are we going across the bridge, or are we going down the steps for the cave? I would think the shortest route would be the bridge again.
Yeah, we could do the bridge. Although we've got this heavy chest with us, so I don't know if the bridge is going to give way or not. It's quite heavy actually. So, do you want to stash this chest somewhere first before we head there?
Well, I was thinking maybe you between the two of you could take the chest down the steps and around, and I will cross the bridge.
That's fair enough.
Then you guys can come back up that same passage we came up before to somewhat ensure that both passages are cut off.
Yep, that works for me.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Sar, you following me?
mm-hmm.
Cool. Fast travel down here, really. Oh, hello.
Let's pull that onto the screen.
Now, once I actually cross the bridge, I'll take that torch that I had and toss it on the bridge and light it on fire.
A metaphor for burning bridges or something like that.
Okay. Bridges on fire. Alright. You guys can see the goblins are kind of hanging out in the hall. Even though they are there, they are pressed against the sides of the cavern, allowing you through. The one standing here even gestures so much, making a like, come on.
What's us?
Yeah, standing at the top of this ledge, he can see down.
I just like gesture my hand into like a flat palm, and I just like point to the chest that we're bugging around. We can't climb ledges.
Well, it looks like the orc is gonna be diplomatic. Goblin moves aside, allowing you through.
So I come in and right about there, and yell up to Yimig. It's like, the deed is done. It's like,
let me see it. Let me see it.
So I take the severed head of Larg and toss it forward. So like right about here.
He stares at it sitting there on the ground, and he looks up and he's grinning ear to ear. And he says, "It is done! The cave is ours, my brothers!" And all the goblins start to jump and cheer. But now they're all looking at you. And he still has his arm on Sildar, and he once again puts the dagger to his throat. He says, "Now we talk."
It's like, yes, now we talk. Either you release, or I will do to all of you what I have just done to this, done to Glarg.
You may kill some of us, silly orc, but there are many, many goblins. I doubt you would survive. And as he says this, more goblins come from outside of your vision. He says, How about I release him to you, as I promised, but you give me gold."
Never trust the goblin. Never trust the goblin.
You have gold, yeah?
Yeah, I have gold. You give me Sildar, and I will give you gold.
How much gold?
And then I'll actually pull out my coin purse and say everything that's within my coin purse.
He stops and considers it carefully, and he starts gesturing. Count it!
It's like, oh no, either you release Sildar or you get no gold at all. And
You can see the goblins starting to chitter to each other, and he says, Fine, throw the gold. I'll give you Pretty Boy."
Pretty Boy first.
And he pulls him close. No!
It's like, do you wish to have gold, or do you wish to have just another dead body and no gold?
Another dead body is meat in my belly. They are both equally okay with me.
Oh, dude, once I get beast forms, this entire cave's going down. Some bullshit.
Does Thok have high charisma? Maybe he can roll to
Actually, instead, I like to roll for intimidation.
Sure. It just, before you even roll, Yimig is feeling very confident. He's literally surrounded by his underlings. He truly believes he's not in any danger, and your intimidation falls flat.
Okay.
He himself walks down. He comes up in front of you, and this goblin, being small, scurries behind you. This goblin, this one, come on, grab it. Scurries behind you, and then he makes a gesture, and the other goblins grab Sildar, knock him down the ledge, and he's falling, and he's prone in front of you. They drag him up around. He's right in front of you, and he says, "Give me the gold. Take the pretty boy and leave."
Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to essentially toss the coin purse at him, straight at Yimik's face, and grab Sildar and rush down the corridor right here. And from like sliding down, I want to make sure I like knock the other goblin away so I can continue going down the cave.
Okay, so you throw the coin purse. Yimik scrambles to catch it. You grab Sildar and start to run. Okay, so athletics or acrobatics, because remember these are 10-foot drops here and there.
I'll do athletics. Nice.
So you stumble down the first one, you fall and twist your ankle, and you suffer 2 damage, but you keep going. It's not enough to stop you.
Okay.
You make it to the second ledge. You push the goblin out of the way, and he falls prone. We're going to move Sildar with you, because that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
And another athletics check for, athletics check for this ledge. And you fall and take another fall damage. 3.
And as I'm coming down, I yell to Archie, I'm like, cave it in behind me.
I look to you and I say, that'll be a negative. We can come back. Just go.
Yeah. You behind you can hear all the goblins laughing. Like they find your sudden frantic escape hilarious, and it does not appear that they are chasing you.
Oh, good.
All right.
Yeah.
We can run at the cave then.
Yep. So you grab the chest, you grab Sildar, and you guys get the heck out of Dodge.
Right. What we should do, because they just made a mockery of us guys, and I don't know if we should take that. What we should do is we should take a short rest here to get HP back, then take a... can you combine a short rest with a long rest?
No. What would be the point? Because you take a long... Well, you could take a long rest and you gain literally everything back, but you just completed a long rest and you would have to wait a day.
Okay.
You know, because you can only take one long rest in a 24-hour period.
I would argue.
Okay, sure.
I'm going to get him killed over wounded pride. Have Hildar Silverwinter, is it? We have him alive. We need to focus on finding out where our dwarven friend is. We did not find him in this cave, so he could be trapped in peril or suffering torture somewhere else.
Hearing you speak, Sildar starts motioning, and he's jutting his chin forward and pointing out the fact that he's been bound and gagged.
I pull out my scimitar and gently cut away the cloth against his face.
Thank you, friend. These stinking goblins. You know, it certainly hurt to have the gag on for so long, but at least then it blocked some of their stench. But you talk of Gundren. I was riding with him when we were ambushed. I think that the Cragmaws knew that he had the map.
I see.
Where do you believe they took Gundren?
That I have no idea. I personally believe that the Cragmaws, this spider that they're working for, they're trying to find the location of Wave Echo Cave. But as to where their base may be, I have no clue. Maybe someone back in town can help us. I have a contact in Phandalin, Iarno. Iarno should be able to help us once we get to town.
Good. Then unless we have any other objections, perhaps we should set off.
Archie, looking noticeably pissed off, begins to storm on the lead.
Is he annoyed because you're not caving in?
Well, he doesn't like goblins.
Right.
The fact that these goblins are getting a free pass.
Maybe later. So, party treks back through the woods to the road, and you start following it further along to Phandalin. And let me put tokens on the map so you can actually see it. You guys arrive in town on the Miners Trail here. Once you get into town, Sildar, turns to you guys. He says, "Thank you for the rescue. I cannot express enough my gratitude. I'm going to head into town and get myself a bath and some clothes. You can find me either at the Stonehill or with the Townmaster. I'm sure to be in one of those locations. Come and find me at some point, and we can share our information."
Alright, the first place I go is I'm immediately going to go to Barnes once we head into town.
Right, I follow behind because I want to also ensure that the wagon that we were escorting before actually made it all the way.
Okay. So, before we go too much further, okay? I don't have a big enough desk. I have to keep moving my book to use my keyboard. We have done a lot of things. We rescued a man. We killed a whole bunch of goblins and a bugbear, and we need to hand out some experience. Okay. So, for all the goblins that you've slayed, you've earned a combined reward of 200 XP. And then for escorting the caravan safely, for freeing Sildar, and for reaching Phandalin, you're going to receive an additional 100 XP. So, altogether, that will give you 300 experience, which will advance everybody to level 2. Hey! It's almost like I planned it that way. It's... Alright.
And I officially have wild shapes.
Yeah. So, here is the plan, okay? We're in town. We'll go to Barthen's. We'll wrap up the encounter at Barthen's. And then that's going to be it for today. And then once I shut the stream off, you guys can, actually go through the process, level up your characters, since that takes a little bit more time. But that way we don't have to slow down the game with it right at the moment. Make sense? Okay. So, to Barthen's. And then I need my book again.
Cool.
Alright, so arriving at Barthen's, you see an elderly man is outside, and he's talking with the caravan driver, and you can see the caravan the wagon is actually parked right in front of the store. when they see you guys approaching, they immediately extend their arms. The driver is smiling. It's glad to see you guys made it.
I nod and give a little wave back.
Quite happy we made it ourselves. As I'm basically stumbling over myself.
Okay.
Yes, I hope the pay was worth all our trouble.
The pay. Here, come inside. Let me get that for you first. And the old man walks in, and he goes there inside the store. It's just a very small, kind of a general store. They have some adventuring gear, some tools and supplies, but you can see that the town, generally being very small and somewhat impoverished, doesn't have a lot to offer. But he does go behind a counter, and he reaches down, he pulls out 3 small satchels. And he gestures for you guys to come close.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll reach up and grab one of them.
Okay. Grabbing the pouch, inside you see the 100 gold pieces promised you for delivering the caravan.
I'll take mine.
And I will take mine.
As you guys are collecting your ward, he looks up and he says, "What of Gundren? He was supposed to be here before you."
We are currently seeking his whereabouts. He was taken by the Goblin.
Well, we appreciate everything you've done for us. It may not be much, but the supplies that arrived here, they were, they'll help us get along for a while longer. Maybe when you guys are done, you should check out the Stonehill. The innkeeper is sure to put you up for the night in gratitude for delivering our wares.
Sounds like a plan to me.
We shall do so. I am currently in need of much rest. I can barely stand as it is. I've, because I'm wounded and everything. Alright, so, is that it? We just go to the inn?
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so you head to the inn. Upon walking in, the innkeeper, another dwarf, but this one much older with gray hair and beard, looks up. He barely registers you for a second and then goes back to tending behind the counter. Simply says, "It's 10 for a night."
Tango piece.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so we each count off 10 gold coins for the stay.
10 what? Sorry?
But that's, the innkeeper said that was the rate, so we've got to put in that much for staying.
10 gold?
Or whatever it was that she said. I'm sorry, I was looking at something.
He's like, no, boy. He's like, for a second there, I considered fleecing you, but I'm an honest man. It's 10 silver a night.
Oh, like that. That's pretty steep. I'd rather sleep in the bushes.
He's like, you have to forgive me. I mean no malice. I'm just an old man, and I like to kid.
I said that out of character, though. But
I toss him the 10 gold, and then the chest we've been dragging around everywhere, I pop it open and start raking for it.
Okay.
And as you can see in the chat, I pull out a jade statue and pocket it. Not being inconspicuous with it or anything. Just take it out, pop it.
Right. The innkeeper looks at that and he's like, that's a pretty piece you got there.
It's not for sale.
Oh. Well, if you change your mind, I think I could give you 40 gold for it.
Can I insight that to see if that's if he's trying to undercut me with that price, or if that's like its actual worth?
Sure.
22?
Alright. When you know, based on his mannerisms, his presentation, you can see that he's giving you a fair price. Looking at the statue, it's made of jade and it's got little golden flecks for eyes, but it's otherwise you're unable to tell how valuable it may be.
I was gonna want. Yeah, I was actually not. I wasn't expecting anyone to just straight up buy it. Yeah, sure. I'll make that exchange with them.
Okay, so he takes the statue and he kind of polishes a little bit and he puts it up behind the inn on a shelf on display, and he gives you 40 gold pieces.
How would I divide that? Hold on. Everyone can take 13 and I'll take 14.
Look at this guy, he's trying to get over. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no. Yeah, I hand out 13 gold to my party members here. And I gesture to Brock. I go, well, Brock, you can have the other room. Check the chest.
So, telling me to check chest.
Yeah. You look in the chest, I could list up what's in there. There's 600 copper pieces, 110 silver pieces, and 1 potion of healing.
Okay. So should we find a place to possibly stow this amount of money to possibly build upon it essentially a stash?
The innkeeper, you know, again eavesdropping, says, I could help you, boy. If I don't know how long you plan on being in town, but I do have lock boxes I keep in a back room. I could rent you a key to one.
How much?
I don't know. Depends on the size of the box. It could be as cheap as 10 silver a day or as expensive as 50 silver a day, depending on the size.
I'll pass. As I keep all my gold to myself. Actually, no, I know what I'm going to do now.
Trust this bastard.
Well, I mean, it's a tavern. Like, all kinds of people wander through here. Speaking of which, actually, I'll just divide all the money between us. So it's like 600 copper. I can quickly do this. Don't worry about it. So 200 each. And you guys could do whatever you want with your shares. That, and then I'll 36. Someone else can have 36.
Alright, I will be right back. Alright.
How many did you say that was?
So,
3?
hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves as much as we did. This was a blast. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you hit that follow button. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go underneath the stream. There's links to Twitter and Facebook. Follow me on at least one of those platforms so you can get notifications about stream events and giveaways. And again, I had a lot of fun. We'll be hopefully doing this again every week. So join us again next Saturday as we get into the next installment. And I will see you guys later tonight. We're going to end this. I'm going to go eat. I'm going to relax. And then probably playing some League of Legends or some other bullshit. But bye.